Hey, Amy Schweim here from Women's Radical Pursuits, and today just tuning in to talk a little bit more about our Soul Revolution program coming up in December, Return to Light. Super excited about this. So if you are, wanting to just kind of keep learning more, stay with me. Today I am just going to share a little bit around how clarity helps build confidence. And a big part of this program is all about both of those two things, in addition to the, deep connection to self and, creating a vision and getting in tune with your values and what's important to you and what lights you up and what you're passionate about, all those things. And today I just want to highlight the clarity and confidence piece. So just briefly, I'll talk about that today. Clarity is huge for that. Clarity also helps us, it helps with self-awareness, taking a bird's eye view of what's going on currently in your life, looking at all the different aspects of your life. I use a specific tool for this. And then a really important piece is looking at, before I go there, it's usually easy when we look at it to be like, see the areas that maybe need a little bit more TLC or attention or just, intention, right? And usually it's easy to be like, oh, well, this is what I would rather have, or, kind of see where you want to go. But oftentimes it's kind of like the roadblocks are like the little barriers and like what gets in the way. And that can be anything from mindset to, there's all sorts of things that, we look at, but that's an important piece that oftentimes people overlook. So we do that, and then, we just, along with that, start to make, we start to look at, looking at the barriers and what do we do with those, right? A lot, and oftentimes, what I teach in this program and how I guide is leaning in. We lean into it all. It's not about dissociating. It's not about distracting and pretending it's not there and, turning away from your emotions. It's about feeling it all. And that might sound terrifying, but the only way to the other side is through. So we do lean in. And then with that vision, creating that vision of where you want to go, whatever that looks like, and that's in alignment with our values and how that drives our decision making and what's important to us. All of these things, put together helps build confidence as we move through our days in all the little things, like the little decisions. Like when you're aligned with your values and what's important to you, and you are aware of kind of what gets in your way, whether that's mindset or, whatever it is for you, and you have this awareness, it's easier then, it's easier to see the bigger picture, right? Rather than operating kind of more on that autopilot and just like that unconscious programming that just runs every day without being aware that, it's actually kind of what's going on isn't really making you happy. So these are really key pieces to the program and super, super crucial, to building and instilling that confidence in you by really creating this clarity. And the cool thing about this program, even this topic, is that, our lives they're constantly evolving. Like we are evolving. We're always changing, and life is changing, and the world is changing, right? So this isn't meant to be static. It's not going to stay the same. So you can revisit, you can use all of these tools as you move through your life, to really help keep you, I talk about alignment a lot, aligned, living a life that's in alignment with what's important, what your values are, what lights you up on the inside. Because as I've mentioned before, most of us, once you hit, especially midlife, and you've had a go at it, you start to recognize that it's not about what's out there. It's not about the money, the relationship, the partner, having the house and all the things. that's not going to bring you happiness. It's about filling up. It's about really healing, that deeply inside of you, what needs voice, what needs love, what needs attention, what needs to be healed, and creating that wholeness, giving yourself that love, finding that joy on the inside by doing, and doing the things that light you up on the inside, that excite you, that bring you passion. And the idea too is that we do these on a daily basis. So an example, one of mine is it's something that just really feeds my soul, is getting into nature, getting on my bike or on my skis or anything where I'm out of my head and away from all the noise. And I can tap into nature and spirit and I can just tap into a part of me that connects. And that works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. But knowing that about me, I damn well make sure that every day in some way I can do that, because I know that's going to fill my cup back up, that I'm going to be able to show up tomorrow in a better way, in a more powerful way, in a more aligned with who I am and what I love kind of way. So it can be really simple. The other side of that, for me, travel is really big. I love experiencing the world and connecting with cultures and being out there and, bringing people on trips, like with my other aspect of my business. And, there's times that stuff, we can't do it. Right now, that's not happening. So I have to, it's a constant, it's just constantly looking at this and finding other ways then. Well, what do I need to do then to take care of myself while I can't do that? What other things do I like to do? And then making sure that I'm doing those every day. And that's right there too. That's your self-love. That's your self-care practice. And as I've mentioned in other videos, we're in a culture and a society that hasn't conditioned us really to take care of ourselves and show up for ourselves. So, in the beginning, it might feel like, oh God, I'm being selfish, or oh no, oh my gosh, am I being narcissistic to love myself? That's bullshit. Sorry, but like I said, I've talked about too, you got to fill your own cup first. And that means something as simple as connecting to yourself. Oh my God, what do I actually feel? What do I need? What do I, how am I energetically, what is going on in my body before I can show up to anybody else? So it's not selfish, and if you don't start to do this, and this is what I learned, eventually it catches up, right? Whether it's anxiety, depression, physical illness, all three of those things I've experienced. And when I really take a deep look at that, I can see how much I abandoned myself. I tried to show up for everybody else and help them and fix them, and and I was like an empty shell. I didn't even know who I was and what I wanted and what I needed to take care of myself, to be whole in my own space in this world and to be authentic in who I am and what my truth was, and to start speaking that. So, and I did. I struggled for years with anxiety, with depression, and I looked outside of myself for the answers. I distracted. I looked for ways to make myself feel better, and none of it worked. It made it worse. And then finally, it was getting really sick, an autoimmune diagnosis, and I take full responsibility for the part that I played in that. None of that, it wasn't easy to do that, but that's really the starting point, is that self-awareness, self-responsibility, and then just starting to do things different. And it feels weird at first, it does. It may or may not for you, but I know for me, it was hard at first. It was wait a minute, me? Show up for what I need? Okay. But once you start to move that needle, then you show up in different ways for the people that you love and for what matters to you in your work, your business, your parenting, whatever it is, you have something to give. You're not just this empty, depleted, exhausted shell, right? Anybody feeling me here? So anyways, but that's, little sharing today about how that clarity can bring you confidence and just the importance of self-care. Again, I just wanted to kind of reinforce that. So if this is speaking to you, if you're feeling like, oh my God, I could really use some of this right now, especially after this batshit crazy year, sorry, pardon my French, I do swear, I'm spiritual, I help people heal, I help myself heal, but I'm human. And I also, I guess part of it too is I was always such a perfectionist, and I'm just kind of letting myself be who I am and speak how I speak. So sorry, it slips out sometimes. Anyways, if this is landing and resonating with you, then feel free to send me a message. You can always visit the website, womensradicalpursuits.com. You can comment on this video, you can send me a personal message, however feels right for you. And just because you reach out doesn't, I don't assume that you want to join the program. It's like, if you're interested and you have questions, that's great, explore it. And, I'll help you make that decision because it's important for me that, it's the right fit, and, that I know that people are going to do the work, because if you don't make time for the work, then the program's not going to help you. So a couple other little things to highlight there as well. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day, or morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. And thanks for tuning in.